Alrighty. Sorry for the boring intro. Let's jump into it. So there's this podcast by Robert Evans, infamously the guy who's at a lot of these Portland protests, who does another podcast, Behind the Bastards and stuff like this. Real cringe asshole, and he sounds like he's very nasally, this and that. He's just a jackass. Um, so this podcast, It Could Happen Here, is basically like as the title says, it's basically like a lefty version of the Turner Diaries, where it's like they shift around. Because I think there was like they were talking about Washington State, where it's the only place where humanity survives and stuff like that. And they're talking about like Christian fascist groups and whatnot, Christian identity groups who are taking over, and all this real weirdo crap. Apparently, they're going to make it into a book that's going to come out in 2022. Um, I think it's navel gazing. I think it's LARPing. And I think that mm, sorry for the dead air. I just think it's nonsense. I think the thing is that people need to realize about people like Robert Evans is that these are people who are controlled opposition. Lefties. You know, lefties who listen to Vosh and H. Bomber Guy and all these losers. Please wake up and realize Robert Evans literally works for Bellingcat. I know you don't like, gray zone. You don't like the gray zone because you have been propagandized to believe it's like, oh, well, just because America's bad doesn't mean you have to be anti-America. And it's just like, give me a fucking break. Basically, it's basically we can reform it. Basically, here's the thing: is that you basically want to try to turn a hoe into a housewife. You can't make the United States, who is a whore, into a housewife. Basically, people like Robert Evans and Vosh, they are Captain Save-A-Hos. They think they can save the United States. Whereas people like the Gray Zone, to a point, are basically saying, don't save her. You don't want to be saved. Don't save her. That's the reality. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And I've said this before, but it's like, I don't know what it'll take for people to realize. It's like, Robert Evans is literally someone that gets money from iHeartRadio. But it's like, oh, just because they make a lot of money doesn't mean they're not true lefties, bro. It's not just the fact that they make money. It's the fact is that they tailor what they say to of what they, of what will still get the money so that they can get sponsorships. Are you fucking kidding me? But of course, it's not watered down, bro. They just have to, appeal to everybody. It's pointless and ridiculous. I've been waiting to say something about Robert Evans because I think he's just full of crap. And obviously that's not really a a hot take, and it's not really even an original take, but I figure I would do that. And I think this It Could Happen Here podcast is just it's just lefty masturbation where it's like, yeah, we're gonna praise, Rajava, even though Rajava is literally like freaking American project. But of course people are stupid enough, retarded enough to believe it. So reform cop who volunteered as security for the tenacious unicorn ranch. Buying and training with firearms. I mean, there's not much else to say. It's just ridiculousness. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoy that. See you later. Goodbye.